Have you ever spent years trying to stay consistent in the gym? New programs, new workout plans, new nutrition plans, supplements, practically everything. Yet after a few weeks, you still manage to fall off. That was actually me, trying everything for 5 years, switching up everything. It got so bad that I even started buying new clothes just to, feel motivated. That was obviously bullshit. Until I found out this one habit stack that changed everything for me. And honestly, here's the craziest part. It had nothing to do with training harder or eating clean. This one habit stack, honestly, I'd probably say it changed my physique and my mindset forever. And you're probably thinking like, what the fuck is a habit stack? And what do you mean by habit stacking? And honestly, I was in the same boat as well because I had no clue that this was actually habit stacking until I read this fucking sick book called Atomic Habits. And it actually changed my life. It changed my perspective, my mindset, practically everything that I've really thought about. And once I knew exactly about habit stacking, I realized that I used to use motivation, to go to the gym, get that ego lift, go to the gym, lifting big weights, thinking, oh yeah, cool, motivation is what you need. But in fact, it wasn't even motivation. And weirdly enough, yeah, of course, you want to have discipline, right? But this way of habit stacking actually makes you do it automatically. So you don't even have to even think about going to the gym or trying to stay consistent. You literally do it automatically as you would do it if you was brushing your teeth. You get me? It made me realize that life is all about systems. If you have the correct systems in place, you will achieve a lot more things in life, because again, it all comes down to consistency. It don't matter how hard you train on that one day. It don't matter how perfect you make your diet on that one day. It doesn't matter. It literally matters on how far and how consistent can you train and eat consistently on a good basis. Again, it all comes down to consistency. And how can you implement habit stacking? All right, cool. Firstly, I had no clue about habit stacking, right? And the best example that I can give you is when you wake up in the morning, or for me, when I wake up in the morning, without even thinking, I'd wake up out of bed, I'd go straight to the toilet, start brushing my teeth. And weirdly enough, it doesn't even take me any energy to even think about doing that. I'm just so used to doing it that I just wake up and I go straight to the toilet. And practically what habit stacking is adding a habit to an existing habit that you already do. So that way it's not costing you more energy or more of a thought process to be like, oh shit, I need to create this whole new identity shift and this whole new habit that you practically do it for a few days and then you fall off. I really wanted to actually start eating more bananas and actually implement more fruit in my life, right? So what I did was I used to always have coffee, and I still have coffee till this day. And after I brush my teeth, I'm done with the toilet, I go downstairs, I make myself a coffee, right? And after I make myself a coffee, I always go and grab a banana. So that way, because I know automatically I'm going to go downstairs and have a coffee anyway, regardless. I'm going to make my coffee regardless. Then unconsciously, over a set period of time, I just go and get a banana straight after my coffee. So I'll have my coffee and then I'll have my banana. And that one little habit stack, right? It was just one little habit stack that I did straight after an original habit that I'm already doing. I've added in a fruit. And again, it's not about, changing everything all at once. It's about changing 1% at a time. So now that you know what habit stacking actually is, so how did I use it for the gym and actually staying consistent in the gym and actually getting some sick ass results? So this is what I did, right? So for you, again, it purely depends on your lifestyle. But for me, I realized that every time I used to finish off from work, I would come straight home. And by the time I got home, I sat down, probably went on my phone for a few hours or whatnot, scrolling mindlessly. It would take me forever to actually put my gym clothes on and actually go outside again, straight to the gym. So that one habit of just cool, after work coming straight home, I was like, you know what? The problem isn't me going to the gym, because some days I will feel motivated to go to the gym. But again, I wanted to make it automatic. So what I actually did for myself was I just started taking my clothes to work with me. That's it. And there was no bullshit after work, right? Me coming home. So from work, I went straight to the gym. Because my normal habit was, cool, I'll go work. Then from work, I'll come straight home, chill for a bit, eat something, and then go to the gym. But in that moment, in that little period of coming home, I used to always fuck up, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe I was too hungry, so I'd overeat, and then I'll sit on the sofa for a little bit, and I'll be like, fuck this now. Like, I'm chilling now. You know what I mean? And that one habit of knowing that, okay, cool, after work, I'm gonna go home, destroyed it. So then what I started to do was, I started to make the habit, right, of taking my gym clothes with me. So now, this is my morning routine now. So I'd wake up, go to the toilet, shower up, do all my bullshit, come back out whilst I'm getting dressed, I'm gonna pack my gym clothes. Because look, again, when you're getting dressed and putting clothes on, that's automatic. You're not thinking, oh, I'm gonna put clothes on now. You just know after showering, you're gonna go straight outside into your room and just start putting your clothes on. Automatic. So whilst you're doing that, because that's a pre-existing habit, you might as well just attach an extra habit to that by adding in putting your gym clothes in your bag. And that's it. Because again, for me, it wasn't, motivation. Like, I knew that I had enough motivation to go to the gym. It was the days that I didn't have any motivation. And I realized that motivation isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? You need to have habit stacking and discipline. And weirdly enough, when you have habit stacking over discipline, you don't even need discipline at that point now, because you just naturally do it. You just normalize going to the gym. And then over a set period of time, you've like gone to the gym so often after just going from work, it almost feels like it's wrong not going to the gym after work. You know what I mean? So the best way to do habit stacking is literally just write down the habits that you already do. That's what I did as well. I got like a little booklet, right, of the current habits that I already do. So for example, making coffee, going to the toilet in the morning, wearing your clothes. You might, oh yeah, actually, here's another habit stack of an example that I started to do. I never used to read. Never. Never was the one thing, oh yeah, I'm gonna go read today. And weirdly now I love reading, right? And that's only because I've done this one habit stack. So when I make my bed, right? Well, my girl actually makes my bed sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But when we make our bed, right, every single morning, the bed's done, and I will put the book onto my pillowcase. That means every time at night, before I get into my bed, I have to look at the book and then take the sheets off to actually get in bed. So by the time I look at the book, I know, cool, it's time to read. So when I get in bed, I literally get in bed and I got my book with me. So I'm reading like 3-4 pages minimum. You get me? Again, it's not about reading the whole book. It's not about reading 20 pages or whatnot. It's about having that 1% rule. And trust me, if you guys not read the book Atomic Habits, make sure you get into that book, because that book honestly changed a lot of my perspective, and it's sick, man. It's fucking sick. That being said, the reason why habit stacking is so easy and it works every single time is because you're already doing the previous habit. So for example, I'm already making my coffee. Regardless, I love having my coffee, my black coffee with honey, yeah? I'm doing that already. So having to stack another habit right after it, for example, going to collect that piece of fruit because I wanted to add more fruit in my life, that's it. Now I know every time I have a coffee, I'm gonna collect a banana. I'm gonna go have a coffee, collect a banana. If I really wanna do something else after that, I can add another habit to that. So I'm gonna go get my coffee, grab my banana, and maybe read a book for 10 minutes. Because these habits already existing, it's a lot more easier to attach a new habit to your existing habit. And it's actually that simple. And it's that simple because I've done it myself, man. And I'm telling you, you can do it too. It makes your life so much easier. And also, it will remove willpower. You don't even need willpower or motivation to do any type of new habit you want. You're basically practically building a new identity to yourself. And because you're already doing these habits that you're already doing, just adding a new one to your existing habit makes it 10 times easier. You won't even think about it. It'll be automatic. So that one habit stack, right, after you attaching a new habit to an existing habit that you already do, that's going to save you time and years. It saved me years, 5 years of being consistent, then inconsistent, falling off, and then getting back on again. Like, it's so much more harder to jump back on. You know what I mean? But once you build that momentum, I promise you, you guys are gonna fucking see some crazy results. Because that's what I seen. I seen crazy results. So, like, as soon as I started to implement these habit stacks, my momentum went out the roof, bro. Out the roof. So that being said, if you guys are gonna start, let me know in the comments if you guys are gonna start habit stacking. I guarantee you it's gonna save you so much more time and you're gonna get way more results. That being said, leave a comment down below and I'll see you guys in the next video.